Okay, thank you for being here. We are the Treellionaires, and it is hot outside. The government knows it. Climate change is wrecking our lives, impacting every step we take. Now, the government knows this, and they have allocated millions of dollars at the federal, state, and local levels. The problem is that it's not being actually used. The Miami-Dade County Board has made a goal to have 30% of the cities covered in tree canopy by 2030. We have made little to no progress since then. There are three big problems that we need to address. One is, where is the most impactful place to put these trees? Now, there are a few factors, and I'll go into those in a minute. Second is awareness of funding. How many of you actually knew that all of this money has been allocated? I just learned this, I think it was yesterday. And the second is an incomplete, complex application process. By incomplete, I mean that you don't know when you've really answered the questions, you get denied, and you're going through a back and forth for 2 years. That's just one example of what we're facing. Now, what we're going to show you is addressing the needs of nonprofits, local municipalities, and even individuals to go through this process. And we're going to show you a visualization that helps you identify the biggest areas of need. We also have a consolidated platform, one database, that all of these different government websites, you don't have to navigate them anymore. You can just come here and you can see that. With that, I'll pass it over to Joe.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Trevor. So as Trevor mentioned, the biggest obstacle that we have is, where do we put these trees, right? Unless you're a homeowner and you have private property to put this tree, where do we put it? Also, the grantors have very specific requirements to make sure that the funding for these trees is being allocated efficiently. So a couple of things that they look at: how hot is that zip code, and what is the median income in that zip code? So over here to the left, you'll see we have a temperature view of every zip code in the Tri-County area. The darker red the zip code is, the hotter average temperature it is. And each one of those green dots is where a tree is. So you can see there are a lot of very dark red places, specifically near Hialeah and down south near Homestead, that need more urban canopies. To the left over here, we have the income view. So the lighter blue represents lower income communities. So you can see down here at the bottom, there's one mapped tree, one significantly mapped tree for that zip code. So a lot of the lower income communities are severely impacted by the lack of urban tree canopy. So this was all real data that was collected, and with that, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to Moses.
Hi everybody. So as my fellows have said, one of the big problems we have is there is not a centralized place where you can go and apply for grants. I'm very sure even some of you today, you are aware that you can go to a platform that we have built. You can search, you can click a link, and it will go to a specific application where you can click and apply for those grants. So we have built this as real data. We have gathered from multiple places, and all you need is to come here and apply for grants. I'll pass over to Ashley.
Thank you, Moses. So in order to come to this point, we implemented user-centric design thinking, and methodologies, and during that time we discovered a lot of pain points, personas that we could potentially impact in the future. I'd also like to show you guys what we were working on that we could potentially have as opportunities. So what you see on the screen is we could potentially have grantors and grantees come here to apply and have dashboards where they can go ahead and get selected. Other opportunities include possible IoT and AI devices that can take care of knowing how our trees are doing so that we know that they're actually doing well. And if I had one last thing to say is, we actually interviewed someone at the Miami Mayor's Environment Committee to find out about this problem, and we're hoping to one day actually have them use this, because this is a real problem that they actually had, a real pain point that they had. And that's it. I open up the floor for questions.